So the first of our kits for October are the 2 fern planter kits. So we have 2 different sizes. So this is the large and this is the sort of the regular size, I guess. This large pot is my own and it has been absolutely battered. It's been in the garden outside the studio for over a year. So forgive it, please forgive me for not using a new one. The pots arrived this afternoon from Italy and this is the only one I had to show you. So this is the large and yeah, it's in a bad state, but it will give you the gist hopefully. And then this one is the brand new one. So this is the regular one, I think it's just called the Fern Scallop Planter Kit. And this is the large Fern Scallop Planter Kit. Okay, so in your kits, I'm going to pot up the large because in that one you have an extra fern, but it's the same sort of care and tips as it is for the sort of the regular size. So in your kit, you will receive your gravel, your compost, your moss, and your plants. So I will show you how to pot those up. So first of all, you add in your gravel. So add all of the gravel that's in your kit. And as it says on the instruction card in your kit, it's best to give your ferns a nice drink when they arrive. Take them out of the box as soon as they get to you. Okay, so gravel in at the bottom, that just provides the drainage so that their roots aren't sat in water for prolonged periods of time. Now in terms of plants, in the sort of the regular size you have, now forgive me because I probably am going to say something maybe that's wrong, or you know, I'll get comments saying that I've pronounced something incorrectly, so if I do, I'm sorry, but I'll do my best. So you have your adiantum fern, which is this one, or also called a maidenhair. So let's go with that, it's much easier. This is your maidenhair fern. This is your anthurium fern. And this is your, gosh, this is the one, asplenium fern. Asplenium fern. Okay, and then in the large kit, you get an additional Boston fern, which is this one here. Okay, so let's pot up. Let's start with the Boston. So these are all nice and damp. I've given them a good drink. So simply take them out of their pot and place them directly on top of the gravel. Is absolutely fine. If you want to put a bit of compost over the top of your gravel, you can. You don't need to. And then we'll do the other maidenhead. So now, a really, really crucial tip for ferns, if you find that you've had a fern in the past and the fronds have gone brown and it's just not lasting, quite possibly the reason will be because of, I don't know how to put this, touching it too much, basically. So ferns don't like to be manhandled. They don't really like to kind of, you know, have hands all over them because of the oils in our hands affects the leaves and they go brown. That is especially true of maidenhair fern. So just be really careful. Try not to, as tempting as it is, because they are just so beautiful and so, you know, tactile. Please try not to stroke them too much, if at all. If you can get away with not doing it, that's even better. Okay, so gently taking it out of the pot and then placing that one in. Going to put that one opposite the Boston. So then I'll have the 2 smaller ones there and there. Okay. Going to pop in the anthurium now. Again, this one is a little bit more robust than the maidenhair, but again, try not to touch it too much. Pop him in. And then the asplenium at the back. Perfect. Okay, so they all fit in beautifully together, and then you just need to fill in those gaps. It's not too much of a gap in between them all, but you just need to fill those in with the compost that's in your kit. Now we add in our compost grit, horticultural grit. so that they have the drainage that they need. But in terms of the care of ferns, number one, don't touch them too much, like I've just said, but the other thing, they like to be kept damp, not overwatered, so they don't want to be sat in water. So if you've got water in your saucer, it's best to sort of remove that than sort of leave them sitting in it. But yeah, keep them damp, keep them in indirect sunlight. So I always used to think, before I was a florist, like, what does that mean? What does indirect sunlight mean? And it pretty much means you're not going to put them on a south-facing windowsill in full sun. So that would be direct sunlight. If you're talking about indirect sunlight, you're talking, you know, on an island in a kitchen, or on a side in a kitchen, or on a kitchen table, or on a sideboard, or somewhere that's not right in front of a window where the sun is blazing in. Now, obviously, as we're moving into autumn, we're not going to be having that sort of level of sunlight in our homes, but it's just worth noting that they just don't like really, really bright sunlight. They like sort of dappled sunlight. The other thing to mention that's just gone, what was I going to say? Oh, ferns don't love being moved around too much. So if you're finding that you're moving your ferns around depending on where you want it in your room, and they're not happy, my suggestion would be to keep them in the same place, keep them well watered but not waterlogged, and just try not to touch them. The other thing that they really, really like is humidity. So in our studio, we keep them on trays with gravel, and then we add water to that gravel, not so that it's above the top layer of gravel, but just so it sits underneath, and then we put all the plants on top, and then they get that lovely humidity. So you can replicate that either by, if you want to, putting some gravel around, sort of on top of the compost, so that creates that humidity, or better still, you can just mist them. You know, every couple of days would be great, regular misting, they will really benefit from that. So just get yourself a spritz gun, you can get them on Amazon, fill it with water, and just give them a nice spritz. You know, whenever you walk past it, it can be kind of that kind of quite a satisfying ritual that you can do. Just mist the ferns off, and then they will really, really benefit from that. I think for the fern planters, that's it. So yeah, dappled sunlight, not in front of blazing sun, keep them damp, don't touch them too much, and they should reward you. They are, on the whole, a really easy, versatile plant to have in the home, and I hope that you enjoy them.